Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first live episode, the second actual session of Apex Academy, a Masks a New Generation RPG live stream with our game master, Simon, and the four of us as students and budding heroes at New York's premier Apex Academy for superpowered individuals. If you're new to the stream, I do periodically do tabletop RPGs as well as doing Netrunner content, but tonight we're going to be doing tabletop. And why don't we go ahead and introduce the characters, and then we'll close with our game master introducing himself and launching right into the story. Why don't we start with Discordia and go counterclockwise.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Birdie. I play Eris, also known as Discordia. I'm playing a bull, which means that somewhat. How much detail are we going into, boss?
Dan, I think we lost you.
I turned off screen share because it's killing my frame rate.
Gotcha.
Okay. Carry on.
Yeah, I'm playing a bull. I am the group's muscle, while also looking like a waif.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's good enough. Yep. Daedalus.
All right, so I am playing Daedalus, also known as Julius McIntyre. My character is the Brain. I get to do all the inventing and gadgetry stuff.
Nullzone, do you want to...
Yup. So, I can't see the thing right now, so I'm not sure where I am clockwise or counterclockwise. So, I am climbing Nullzone Palace, and I am a delinquent. So, I really don't care what you or anybody else thinks, unless I actually do.
And I am playing Prometheus, otherwise known as Victor Azoros. I am playing the Scion playbook, which means that I am the reformed child of a supervillain, trying to make a name for myself and redeem myself in the eyes of the superhero community.
Okay. So, I'm Simon. If you are on Jinteki, you might have run into me as Lodger. I'm sorry if I was a jerk online to you. But tonight, I'm going to be running this session of Apex Academy. Apex Academy is Halcyon City's premier educational institution for superpowered individuals. Or people who pretend to be superpowered, I guess. And
hey, I don't pretend.
Our group here, the Argonauts, is one of the many student squads at Apex Academy, which is made up of about 100 students. And in our last session, the first session, the students were all coming back from winter break of their first year at the Academy. And in taking a cruise around Halcyon City Harbor, got roped into a mission when a giant rose up from the water. Fortunately, our heroes were able to bring a peaceful end to the situation, and learned that this giant's name is Bulgrud of Brobdingnag. We left it with them taking Bulgrud to a safe area for now, and trying to figure out what to do with him next. We skipped downtime, but if you'll recall, the session ended with one of the teachers, hard case, giving all of the students an essay assignment to write what they had learned on the cruise around the harbor. So, as we go into downtime, I'm going to need each of you to make a superior roll as part of your downtime activity, which is what we do for individual assignments, or assignments, that measure individual excellence.
I got a 10.
Well, you wrote a very convincing essay. It was not just a 5-paragraph.
I also rolled a 10.
I rolled a 9.
I'm so not looking forward to hitting this button.
Hey.
That's not horrible. That's not horrible.
I'm not seeing the dice rolls, but
They're in Roll20 if you go to the
Chat.
tab that looks like 2 chat boxes
yeah.
and scroll to the
There
bottom.
we go. So, yeah, you all get hits.
What's the matter, Simon? Don't you trust us?
Of course I trust you. So, Eris and Julius get partial successes,
Oh, man.
which for the time being just means that, you didn't get an A.
I've ruined my A average. Fantastic. Stupid dice.
Look,
You didn't get here for your super English skills.
right. Usually, the smartest people get pretty shitty grades, so... It's just not
And
about
as I
control.
said, with that, I'll let us do the downtime from last session and use that as the starting point.
All right.
Because you all had sort of expressed a desire to do some kind of downtime things.
Well, I didn't express the interest in doing a downtime thing. I did a thing that makes it so that I have a downtime problem. I utilized my all the best stuff move that comes from being the child of a villain, where my mother has secret stockpiles of arcane information and safe houses all over the world. And we tried to access one of those to get information about the giant, if you recall. And when I did that, I rolled complete failure on that roll, which means not only did I not get any information, but somebody dangerous to me and the team actively noticed and was able to clearly identify my presence.
Yeah, so that'll be tricky. That'll be fun to deal with.
Yeah.
So how does downtime work in this system? Because I am not familiar with this at all.
Well, and for our purposes, it just means what do you do when you're not in class or when the camera's not rolling? So, sort of, what are you doing in your unstructured time as a student here?
Gotcha.
Are you going and trying to make friends? Are you doing some extra research, like Prometheus? What are you doing in that sort of less structured time?
Whoever is typing, if you could switch yourself to push to talk while you're typing. Thank you.
Do we want to go in a circle? Well,
So I'll just jump in. So In my unstructured time, I would probably be working on some project. Something. Given how limited I probably felt not being able to get out there and actually help, I'll probably be working on some sort of flying device to help myself get out there more. That would probably be a long, in the parlance of Blades in the Dark, a long-term project for my character, for me.
Okay.
Do we keep clocks in this
So-
game?
What's that?
So do we keep clocks in this game? It's such a switch.
Right.
I know,
Scumbag to a literal superhero.
I mean, you could still be a scumbag. Look at
you know,
Batman.
I'm not having us keep clocks. The thing that sort of like partially takes the place of that is assignments.
Mm.
So there will be like things that are happening from week to week.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is things like the essay. Another part of it is going to be this sort of ongoing community service project that you're meant to be working on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, that thing.
Yeah, our community
All right,
outreach
well, the only
program.
downtime activity I had in mind for my character was going to each of the boys by themselves, grudgingly though it is in the case of Null Zone, and thanking them, playing the support role in what happened on the boat, if we don't mind if I'm the one telling that story for anyone tuning into the stream. And I was hoping to gain some influence or something with it, but I don't quite know how to do that.
So the way
Well-
that works is that you would try to pierce somebody's mask. But you have to narratively set up a situation where you feel like you would have that kind of scenario with them.
I mean, yeah, sort of, narrate something, yeah, where you would get to a point of sort of mutual vulnerability where you could plausibly do that.
Okay. I don't have the balls to do that yet with Jul. Well, no, because I want to reassure Julius that he was a help. Because in his backstory, the one thing he created for us are those like two-way communicators or whatever. And that was literally the only thing that allowed us to talk to Balgrid. So, Julius, would you have any objection to someone like coming into your lab space to be like, "Hey, thanks for being a valuable member of the team"?
No, absolutely not. I'm probably
Or
going
would you try to play that down?
I would probably try to play it down. I don't know. You seem to like our character interactions based off what I know of our backstory. You seem to like to listen to me talk, so I'd probably over-exaggerate it for your benefit.
Because she'd definitely be like a stuttering mess if you if it went any other way. Like, I wouldn't want to roll. This would absolutely fail. For those that don't understand the Bull playbook, I have to have a rival, and I also have to have a love interest. And Julius is my love interest. And Eric isn't very good at people. So what do I roll?
Well, I think it's less of a roll, and we're going to have to sit here and talk.
Oh man.
Well, to pierce somebody's mask, after you play the scene, you roll mundane. And then
Well-
I put up that. What did I do with that cheat sheet?
Do you have is there a bull move that sort of might
No.
take that place when you are dealing with, particularly when you are dealing with your sort of the object?
To move real quick.
Not in this. I could have picked something. Like when you choose the bull, you can pick 4 different like versions that you get bonuses for dealing with both your rival and your love interest. But I didn't pick one that would help me outside of combat.
Yeah, then just then talk to Daedalus and try to sort of see him as he is. Try to sort of get to a point. Try to pierce the mask. Wow, that sounded kind of dirty, but
We're babies, Simon. We're babies.
Angsty babies, apparently.
what's up, cool babies?
Yeah, no, I'd just find you in your lab and be like, hey, so it was like, as much as I was only flying because of Victor, and as much as, like, as my backup, like, I wouldn't have been able to do any of that without your earpieces. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought they worked out pretty good. I was very glad that we were able to take advantage of that. What'd you think about the cool thing I did with the tape recorder or the digital recorder?
I mean, it was awesome. You came up with it like faster than anyone else, and got it on the boat while the water was going crazy. So that's really cool. Steady hands. Steady hands.
I mean, Daedalus, were you worried that wasn't going to work? That your plan wasn't going to turn out?
I was confident I could make the tape recorder do what I wanted it to do. I wasn't sure that it was going to provide a solution to the problem.
Well, it definitely did. Being able to talk to him, like, I know that I got changed for strength, but I don't exactly go looking for fights. And it's nice to avoid them when we can.
You did a great job of talking him down. That was awesome.
Thank you. She is the shyest baby. Can I roll now?
No, now you can roll. You got me there. It's very like, I'd ship it.
Remember that the audience can't see the rolls, so you have to say what the roll is.
I rolled a 5. No influence for me.
You do, however, get to mark a potential, because you do that whenever you fail a roll, and yeah, that...
Oh, shit howdy. I only have 3 more before I get to advance.
So I'm going to let you choose, then, Discordia. I'm going to let you choose whether you want to have this moment spoiled by coming on too strong, or by sort of cowarding out and being like, I think we're about to have a moment. Oh, gotta veer off at the last second because I'm not ready for this.
Absolutely the cowardice, because she doesn't know what she wants.
So where are the two of you having this conversation?
In his lab space.
Okay, so
can't you see my room?
While you're in that lab space, you see me in like probably sweatpants and a like Grateful Dead t-shirt come into the lab frantically and just start going through a Jimmy open like the cabinet where the chemicals and things for our school experiments are kept, and I start looking for various things and just kind of tucking them under my arms, muttering to myself like a paranoid psychopath, my hair like completely ungelled and disheveled as I just like start tearing through the lab for various rare chemicals.
Oh man.
Prometheus, is there something you need help with?
Vic, you okay?
It's probably best if you just stay away from me for right now. I have to take care of something. Just if you see anyone that looks like me but acts weird, or anybody who's dressed in like weird robes for like the next 12 to 24 hours, just ignore them and get as far away from them as you possibly can. I know that saying staying away from strange people in New York is a weird thing to say.
Halcyon City.
But you'll know what you'll see. Right, Halcyon City. We're not in New York.
Halcyon City.
Halcyon
So-
City.
Weirder than this right here.
Yeah, Vic, you're kind of always weird. So we should look for someone who's acting normal.
Normal's relative.
Code words. Let's come up with a code word.
Yes, let's. I like code words.
So what's a word that only you would tell us, Vic? What's the word that only you would know?
I don't have time for this right now, and I just shuffle out.
Aardvark. How about Aardvark?
I just shuffle out of the room, carrying all this stuff under my arms, and I'm heading back to the dormitories with like a bunch of vials and like a couple different things, the different powders, and I also have like a couple books from the library like tucked under my arms.
All right. Well,
Should we follow him?
I'm going to follow him. He is my best friend.
Okay. Follow
I-
on.
I too am going to follow.
Off we go. Nelson, what are you doing?
You gonna lock up the lab after?
It's bio keyed to me, so as I leave the room, it's going to lock up. So, yes, I am.
Okay then. Nullzone. What have you been up to before we?
Well, given some of what we worked out in my backstory about how I'm a prankster and I like to screw with everybody else by adjusting their sense of anxiety up or down right before the assignments are done, I figure that's because I probably front load my portion of all the assignments, so since it was just assigned, I'd probably be off doing my part so that I could totally screw around later. And it's even better that nobody is watching me, so I just kind of dump a bunch of papers, go, all right, now time for you, I guess, and just wander off and do my own shit.
Okay.
So if I remember correctly, our assignment was we had to take, I think it was like the south end of the city and work on like a kind of a plan for how to get it safer in the future or something like that.
Community service or outreach, whether safer or cleaner or better in some way.
So
The west
are we
side.
actually doing it or just making a plan on how to do it?
They said that the first part of the assignment was to spend the next week developing the plan for your group's community service project in your neighborhood, which for the Argonauts is the West Hills.
I would probably be doing stuff like the fact that my parents are heroes. I don't know or particularly care who else in the party knows about that. I'd probably be reaching to them and, using them to talk to anybody who actually works out there to figure out kind of what's going on, to do a groundwork for what's going on that would need to be made more stable or improved.
Okay, I'm going to say roll that as that sounds like an assessment. So,
Alright.
why don't you roll that for me? Or us.
So just as an aside to those of you who may be watching who aren't as familiar with Powered by the Apocalypse games, instead of utilizing like a D20 or a percentile system, it utilizes 2d6 plus various bonuses. So the success or failure is on like a more of a bell curve. So the most common outcome we're going to have on this stream is a mixed success, which is between 7 and 9.
Alrighty, and in addition, since I'm assessing the situation, my criminal mind is going to trigger in some way. We'll discuss that after I roll, but right now assessing the situation is superior. So And that would be a 7, which is the bottom rung of being
successful. Okay, tell me about your criminal mind.
Whenever I assess the situation, I can always ask one of the following even. How could I best infuriate or provoke blank, which doesn't really apply? What here is useful or valuable to me? Or what's the best way in, way past? So I'm guessing what the most applicable is what's the best way in or way past. So after I assess the situation, I want to kind of know what the next part, like, given what I've gathered, what the next major part of the assignment would probably be, so I can point these guys on it while I go goof around.
All right. So, essentially, your parents tell you, we haven't been active in a while, so we don't really know what the situation is there for the moment, because when they were active, it was more thriving. But the local industry has shut down, and so a lot of it has fallen into disrepair. There's not a lot of economic opportunity, and it's made life very hard there. The best way in. So from your research, the best way in. You know what? I'm going to let you tell me what the best way in here is. Do you want to...
Well, given what you've told me, that pretty much my folks aren't active in the area anymore, that it's just kind of gone downhill with the economy and there's not much opportunity anymore, I think the best way in or way past would be that my parents tell me one of their old hero friends who's actively working there, who maybe actually lives there in addition to working there, who can kind of tell us what exactly, from the eyes of someone who's been there, is responsible for a downturn, and maybe give me the card for his office or something, so that I could, or we as a group could try to set up an appointment to see what the next, because we know kind of what the issue is. Once we get particulars, then we can work on a solution, and something like this would give us particulars.
Okay. Okay, well, your mom tells you, most of the heroes moved out of the West Hills when it started going downhill. It was a place where you'd make a heroic appearance, do some hero visiting, rather than somewhere where you'd live full-time. But the last I heard, Brickbat was still working there. Do you remember him? Brickbat, go ahead, Dan.
I would say good old Uncle Brickbat, the one who was always coming by, but I never stayed long enough to play with me.
Yeah, he was big guy, made of red bricks. Would always say, it's beatening time, it's slamming time, that sort of thing.
That guy that was really keen on avoiding copyright infringement.
Simon, I appreciate all the names you've come up with.
Well, thank you.
So it sounds like you got a lead on somebody that we could talk to get more information on what the neighborhood needs, and that's really solid.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. It'll be pretty much, like something I could just kind of dump on you eggheads and go off and do my own thing.
Egghead. All right.
Does somebody have their sound effects for Discord on?
I think that
It's
I might.
me. I don't know how to turn them off.
Well, I mean, you have headphones on, so it wouldn't matter. It basically has to be Simon, most likely.
It's me. What do I want to click on in settings to?
If you go to settings, I can't bring it up, but there's a sound effects and alerts, or you could there's also you could enable streamer mode, which would make it so that you don't get notifications, so it doesn't interrupt the stream.
Okay, I have enabled streamer mode.
Perfect. So if they follow me to my room, the first thing that they're going to notice is in some sort of silver powdery substance, there's an intricate magic circle with inlaid like runes outside of my door. There's one painted on the door, and my door is closed, but you can hear me shuffling around rapidly inside of it. Do I have a roommate, Simon?
Yeah, you do have a roommate.
He must love you.
Which one is it? Is he on? Do we? Oh God, can I? Should I have been studying that list you gave us? I wonder who my roommate is.
I'm going to say your roommate is Shamash from the Young Pantheon. Dude with bright red skin and powers of flight and solar blasting. You know that his name is Raj.
Cool. How does Raj feel about my little panic episode that I'm having?
He says, Victor, friend, what troubles you?
Nothing yet, but I have a strange feeling that, I may be, getting visitors of a kind in the near future.
Is this the teenage angst?
Oh, no.
We lost somebody. He's coming back.
Huh?
What the heck just happened?
I don't know, but we lost your camera feed. But in the meantime, yeah. I'm kind of concerned, but it's probably nothing. But I figure it's better safe to be sorry, and it's definitely better not to involve the faculty.
Yeah, we need to knock on his door like right after he makes that statement.
Oh no, I am absolutely taking this opportunity to like armbar, like put an arm across your chest, like hang on, I'm not copying a feel or anything, but we don't want to interrupt his workings. Backlash and hurt us?
But if he needs help, we should help him.
Okay, so we're gonna call through the door. Who knows him better, you or me?
Fair? Fair?
But yeah, I'm definitely going to be like, and I'm gonna call through. Like, I'm not even gonna knock on the door in case he's like warded it to like explode. So I'm gonna call through the door. Victor, honey, are we okay? Can we come in?
I say sure, and when you open the door, I just for you to come inside. What?
Raj is going to ask you, do you communicate telepathically with your friends? Is that why you don't answer them?
No, I'm just, most people are not prepared for dealing with the type of insane supernatural nonsense that I deal with every day. For most people, even people, Raj, like us, the most that people can wrap their head around is superheroes. Because at least most superheroes, it's grounded in something that the human mind can kind of wrap its head around. Do you know what I'm saying? But with magic, a lot of times I find that when I try to explain to people the things that I'm dealing with, they either think that I'm crazy, or if they do understand me, it ends up making them deeply uncomfortable and paranoid. So it's probably better that I just handle this myself.
How thick is this door? Can we hear him?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll narrate that. Yeah, you can definitely hear that. I'm frantic, like moving around the room with like silver infused chalk and things, just like putting wards up all over the room. Like if you could see Raj has got a face on him like he's watching somebody from the first Omen movie put crosses all over their room, you know?
Why do you always reference things?
Don't tell me what Raj is doing. Raj,
thinking...
you don't know what Raj has seen. You don't know Raj's life.
Don't all teenagers assume that they've seen more than anyone else?
Of course, we know everything.
It's hurtful, roommate, that you lump me in with humans. But probably more hurtful to your friends that you don't trust them.
Oh, it's not about trust, Raj. I trust them with my life. It's more so that I don't trust my problems to leave them alone. Does that make sense?
I'm going to turn it over to Daedalus and Eris to answer that question. Does that make sense?
As soon as Eris hears, I don't trust like my problems to deal with that. Like, I'm going to actively start like pushing at Daedalus's chest and being like, "We need to leave. We need to go." Like,
And obviously, I'm going to protest. Like, we need to help him.
no, we can't handle what's coming. If what I think is coming, like, I don't want to deal with that again.
Do you want to explain to our audience why?
I don't know that Julius knows why. So maybe
I can pretend not to hear this section of it.
You can explain that a character, maybe, if you feel comfortable doing that.
Okay, hang on, let me like cross my fingers like we're LARPing. So the conceit of the Bull playbook is that I have been changed from my natural human state into like a super soldier or something, except we're playing it like Dan's mother, who is, you know, phenomenal cosmic powers.
Itty bitty living space.
Shoved the soul of an Amazon, my young and defenseless body. So now I have like a whole other life in my head that I remember and stuff, and it's kind of traumatic because like I'll never eat those foods again and I'll never see those friends again. And if the people that did that to me are showing up, because they are very much his problem, not mine, I didn't ask for this, you know, like that scares me, and I want to get away from it, and I want to keep the people that I like away from it as well, which is why I am bodily moving Daedalus down the hallway with me, whether he likes it or not.
You want to keep him as Daedalus before he becomes dead.
Right! Aw. Dan, we're going to have to start another pun count.
No, we're not. No, we're not. And out of character, people in the audience would basically know if they had seen the setup episode that as a child of a supervillain, I picked like the grand like leader type of villain for my parent. So that means that like my mother, who is also a powerful magic user like myself, is like the head of like an organization of like scary magic using people. So there's a lot of various like basically witches and wizards that are allied with my mother.
All right, so while you're trying to push me down the hallway, I'm going to take your hand to push him down and say, look, we're a team. If we can't help, what hope does he have?
I really fucking hate that you're right. We gotta go get Nullzone.
Where's
I can't
Nullzone?
handle. I can't handle this. Like I am. We need Nullzone's help. I
Where
need my
is he?
Prozac.
I guess I'm going to pull out the communicator and say, Nullzone, are you around? Because we have
Would
them,
this-
right?
Yeah.
Would this be an absolutely amazing time to round the corner with a manila envelope chopped, like stock full of like newspaper clippings and stuff, just as I put my hand in my ear and go, "Yeah, what's up?"
Oh, you asshole! I love it. I love it. I'm gonna say yes.
Yep.
That's the coolest thing you've ever done as a delinquent.
Tell us what happens.
All right, so you're going to come around the corner where we're standing, like literally around the hallway corner?
I mean, I figure at the far end of the floor, but it's probably one of those things that's got like a central hallway. So yeah, I'm still probably like a good 50 feet away, but I'm right there.
Like, all right, well, Prometheus is freaking out about something. Eris is panicked, so we either need to help Prometheus or support him somehow, and you need to calm Eris down.
What's up, Xanax? Can you like bring your ass?
Coming to me for another hit, aren't we? Soon you'll just find me more irresistible for other things than just.
Yeah. Okay.
I suppose I will just calm her down a little bit.
Get the lead out.
Just kind of strolling down the hallway, taking my time, kind of enjoying her getting impatient because I'm a jerk.
All right, whatever. Like, getting pissed off calms me down enough that I'm absolutely like going to turn and go back to the door and like actually knock on it. Not quite ballsy enough to just open it. I could if I wanted to, though. I just want everybody to appreciate this. Like, keys.
So, would your
Last time-
character recognize the symbols and stuff, or is that just outside what you know?
No,
You just
no.
know it's magical and you don't want to mess with it.
I mean, I've seen Victor work before, and I remember the shit from around, like, you don't fucking know this. Are you
It was-
asking me?
It was more as a background out of character question as opposed to. I mean, Julius would be oblivious. He'd just see the dirt on the ground and like, all right, whatever.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, I'm guessing I've seen the signs and sigils around when I was in captivity, right, Simon?
I mean, yeah, there'd probably be enough there that it would be familiar and potentially triggering.
Right, which is why she freaked out. But, like, I don't know. Dan, does the door blow up when I knock on it?
No.
All right, well, there we go. Are you going to let us in, maybe?
It's not locked.
Doesn't mean we're just going to blatantly open your room door.
Right, it's
Well,
Locked against-
I
it's
take
not
that back.
locked against
You know,
people.
Eris might open the door. I
So
don't know
as
if
you guys
Julius knows
as
you
you
like
guys
that.
reapproach the room, you hear me speaking with Raj. You see what I've done is I've taken our vanity mirror and I've made it so that if you perceive someone through the reflection of this mirror, you can see if there is anything that they are hiding about their appearance. Very, very useful in this day and age, Raj, and it's going to be great. If I leave this room and come back, make sure that you look at me through this mirror because it might not be me.
Okay, in that case, you also notice that as you complete the spell, that Raj is not... looks different in the mirror.
Define different. Paint me a picture with your mind brush.
Okay. Raj has, his distinguishing feature normally is that he looks like an average person, but has bright red skin. In the mirror, you can see that he has a long mane of, I wouldn't say flaming hair, but sort of roiling energy sort of running down from basically a mullet of roiling energy. He has large eyes that are entirely black and devoid of any kind of pupil or iris. His nose is almost invisible. It just is a very subtle rise on his face.
I'm gonna say, wow, Raj, you weren't kidding. What are you? I'm using the absence of tact that a teenager would have.
Please, we were talking about you. Why don't we deal with your situation?
More of knocking on the
I'm
door.
gonna like tap my head for a second, and I'm gonna look at him and be like, "Are you an Ifriti?"
No, I am not one of the many colorful and mythical creatures of your world.
Noted. And so they're knocking on the door? Is that what you two are doing? Yeah. Or you three are doing?
Can we please cover your looking glass before your friends enter?
Sure, and I'll just take my finger and I'll just like smudge the edge of one of the runes to break the spell. And that goes back to being a normal mirror.
Okay. And the door opens, and in come your friends. Tell us what happened.
Not quite. I'm still going to keep my arms out and ask, Vic, can we cross the circle?
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna blow up. I wouldn't booby trap the room.
I mean, you never know with you.
I mean, I'm sleeping in here. So if I booby trap the room, I would also be hit by an explosion.
Fair enough. I'm gonna let the boys in first. Because fuck your chivalry.
Well, I mean, as the Amazon and and the fighter, it'd be your duty to come in last to cover our backs, so that makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
Pretty much as you finally let your arms down, I'm kind of just going to put my hand on my shoulder like I'm going past you, and that's when I'm going to hit you with the calming emotion. So you seem way too relieved to hear that. Like, way too relieved.
So you guys going to ask me what's going on?
So, yeah, I was getting to that. All right, Prometheus, what's the deal? You seem to keep forgetting that we're a team here, so what's going on? Look, Eris says we can't handle it. I get it. Maybe we as individuals can't handle it, but as a group, maybe we can. What's the deal? What can we do?
So you know how I can kind of teleport myself around?
Yeah, I think you kind of did that while we were on the boat for a second there, but yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of times when I go there, I have a small number of places that I can use as like intermediary places. And a lot of them are places where colorful individuals keep dangerous or otherwise powerful documents, magical artifacts that they'd like to keep out of circulation. 99% of the time when I do this, nobody even notices that I'm there because the chances of me being in the same place as one of these individuals is very low, especially with various time distortion issues at play. But when we were dealing with that large fellow, I happened to bump into somebody that I haven't seen in a very long time.
How long?
Long enough. They know that I'm not supposed to be there, and they definitely saw me there, and they're somebody who has the gift of magic, hence all of this. Because I don't know how that they're going to come at me now that they know that I'm still poking around.
I'm going to notice that your roommate's still in the room. What's his name again? I forgot.
Raj.
Yes.
Oh,
Real
hey
name
Raj.
is Raj.
Is
His
this?
superhero name is Shamash.
Would I know him as Raj or Shamash?
He goes by Raj.
Okay. I'm gonna notice him like out of the corner. I'm like, oh, hey Raj. I'm gonna turn back to you, promote these. Is like, is this okay with him here?
I mean, I can.
Yeah, he's cool.
All right.
I'm just gonna shrug. I'm gonna go. Well, he's in the line of fire too, so he better be okay with it. Besides, we went to that nightclub and got out of it all right. You'll be just.
Yeah, this is a slightly... The people involved here are slightly more dangerous than the nightclub.
And with that, you notice something that you hadn't noticed before. Namely, that the ivy growing over the building has opened the window of your dorm room, and its vines seem to be moving towards Prometheus.
Okay, I'm gonna like.
Who notices that? All
Yeah,
of us?
that's
All of
kind
you
of a pretty
notice
big
it.
deal.
And you didn't notice it when
I used
sort of
all my time to open all the windows.
the ivy vines were just growing, and moving over the window. But now that it's opened the window, you were pretty distracted.
So
Now that the window is open, and the vines are moving actively towards you,
that's not
Definitely.
normal, right?
I literally shout the windows, fuck, because I didn't put any, like, runes up on the windows.
Even with Null Zone's like chill out juice, that still freaks me out enough that I'm chill enough to grab the shoulder of Victor's Grateful Dead t-shirt, but I'm still gonna like throw my hammer at the ground and do the full transformation thing. I have become Discordia.
And here I was just gonna nullify the vine growth, but no, you gotta make it all messy by transform.
Listen, you don't fucking know these people, okay?
Can't be worse than those people who beat me up that time.
Alright. Alright, Simon, I'm gonna directly engage a threat.
okay, what are you going to do?
In your pajamas?
Oh, I'm in sweatpants and a Grateful Dead t-shirt. We acknowledged that in fiction. We established that in fiction. Yeah, I'm gonna directly engage a threat, and I am going to attempt to slam the door closed with magic, like clipping off the end of the or slam the window closed on the vines.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to try to assess the situation. Well, let's see what he comes
Rip.
up with here first. Oh boy.
A 2.
That's my
I marked a potential.
Damn, that sucks.
Okay, when you slam the window, rather than, like, you magically sort of take charge of the window, but rather than slamming it down, you apply force inward. So shards of glass come flying into the room.
Okay, can I do my defender thing? My passive move for the kind of bull I chose to be, I can get between a threat and either my love or my rival. So now I'm between the threat and both of them. Can I do my defender thing to keep the glass from hurting anyone?
And you can certainly do it to protect Clymene and Julius.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, it's weird because like the way defend is like written, like the verbiage, you would think it's like an interrupt, but it's not. It's something that you have to do like on your turn to protect against future threats.
Okay.
Oh, it is? Okay. I did not know that. All right.
Let me double check.
It's
Continue
a learning
on.
curve.
All right, well, while Dan is doing magic and Eris is throwing herself into bodily harm, I'm going to look around the room, see if there's anything we can use to chop up some vines and, help ourselves. So I'm going to do an assess the situation.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of pieces of glass.
Well, I'm not exactly going to go trying to pick glass out of the air.
Oh, nope, I was wrong. It can't be used as an interrupt, but it can't be used to cancel the effect of somebody else's move. In this case, like what I still have to have a failure.
Okay.
Well,
I mean,
failure.
Caught up.
Right. So you still... you still fail, and, the rest of you are showered with glass. So
Well, to keep
try
things in-
to...
Well, to keep
Try
things in-
to take a powerful blow.
Me?
What does your move say?
The defender role says that when I leap to defend my love or my rival during battle, I can roll plus danger instead of plus savior to defend them.
Okay.
So
and I
yes,
would like to jump in between one of them and the glass.
So I'm going to say that you... So, okay, roll the defend.
Okay. I am, to keep things interesting, I am defended because Clymene had his hand on my shoulder. Like, I'm probably closest to him, so I'm saying that I'm defending him.
Okay.
I knew you cared.
I do not. Oh, and I don't. I don't care at all. I rolled another miss. God damn it.
Okay, mark a potential.
I'm gonna be
also don't forget, it wouldn't have helped in this case, but You have influence over him, so you would have gotten +1 to that roll. It still would have only made it a 6, but keep that in mind.
Do I put that on the screen that pops up when you go to roll? Like,
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the influence is just a flat +1.
Okay, I get it now.
All right, so the rest of us are going to take a powerful blow.
Oh no, me too.
Or all of us, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Do we still have our conditions from the first game?
Let's say no.
I didn't have any marked, so... Alright, so we just hit the button?
Yeah, take a powerful blow is basically the only move that you want to roll low on.
Now that you've said that, watch this roll. Oh, thank God. Normally that works the other way when I roll dice.
All right.
And you also... Ooh.
Motherfucker.
And I mark potential. Yay!
Yeah. All three of you who missed mark potential.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Even though you want to roll low, it's still a thing where you learn by failing. And so by taking a powerful blow, you still get potential in that same way.
Gotcha.
And of course on this, I rolled a 9.
So what happens when she takes a hit like that?
Well,
she has to pick from a couple of options.
You choose one.
I get to choose one?
You get to choose one of 3 options. One, you can lash out verbally at a teammate, provoking them to foolhardy action, or inflicting a condition on them. 2, you give an opening to your enemy.
No.
Or 3, you struggle past the pain but mark 2 conditions.
2? Holy cow.
2.
Yeah, you're a teenager. You can either move your pain onto someone else or internalize it.
Oh,
wow.
I
Or if
Ouch.
you step back, then it gives an opening for
The enemy.
the vines.
she's not going to step back, but I'm trying to decide I'm trying to figure out if she's the kind of person that would take insecure and guilty onto herself for not being able to, well, no, she doesn't really like Criminy, though. But at the same time, she doesn't like him enough to turn around and be like, what the fuck, Victor? I don't know.
So you could be angry.
Gee, Simon, I wish you wouldn't offer me such hard choices.
Are you going to lash out? Are you going to take conditions? Are you going to give an opening to Victor's vines?
I am not going to give an opening to Victor's vines.
Well,
I like your background, Aaron.
How are you
Cool.
just noticing that?
So if you want some input, before we went in here, you didn't want to get involved at all. So hopeless would be completely valid. Or insecure, one or the other. Or I guess maybe afraid. Incidentally. If that helps or not.
I think I'm going to take afraid and guilty because I don't like Criminy enough to turn around and be like, what the fuck? So I'm taking 2 conditions. I am taking afraid and guilty.
Whew.
That's what you do.
I was kind of hoping you would provoke me to foolhardy action, because I know exactly what I would have done.
I have no reason to, though. I was trying to defend you. I wouldn't yell at you.
Remember, you can always just choose to act full-heartedly.
Yeah,
No one said he wasn't going to do that.
I would either yell at Victor or put it on myself because he's the one that fucked up. I love you, Emrys. I have to act in character.
You see, I think you love me, and that's the problem.
All right, well, I got between you and danger. You make your own decisions, man.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and assess the situation, see if there's anything in the room aside from broken glass that we can possibly use to hack and slash at these vines.
Don't touch my spear. I will get very angry at you.
I'm not talking about your spear.
It's a dorm room. It's not like they come equipped with axes.
No, I'm aware of that, but I'm clever. Maybe
Victor, would you have any kind of ritual blades lying around?
No, that's.
I certainly hope so with that dice roll.
That's so passe.
That's so passe.
Well, with a 10 or more, you pretty much just get to ask 2 questions out of a list of 5. So.
Right. So the first one would be, what's here that I can use to hack at the vines, and how could we best end this quickly would be my 2 questions.
I have a hockey stick in my room.
How about you have ice skates in your room?
That works.
Well, if you have a hockey stick, it stands to reason you have ice skates.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you can use the ice skates to chop, but
That's ridiculous.
that's not the only way that's not the only thing that plants don't like.
Well, I mean, we have the broken glass, we have ice skates, we have a mirror we can break, we have ice skates, we have a hockey stick.
We could also, what if you asked Raj to, like, set them on fire?
Yeah, what's Raj doing?
Because, like, doesn't he have fire shit?
Solar
And we
beams,
have
I
Raj.
thought.
So Raj could be a resource, too, that I can use. Or suggest that it's at our disposal.
Raj is looking to Victor for. So you said that you knew what was coming. How are you going to deal with this? He's looking to Victor as sort of like the self-declared authority here for the Q.
I'll say the same way you deal with any invasive plant species, and I snap my fingers, and both of my hands get covered in like bright orange flame.
Is Raj fiery? Like, is that what he does?
I mean, he can make solar blasts. He makes sort of heat blasts, and he can fly.
Is that something we would know that he knows how to do?
After a full semester,
Yeah, you know that.
Probably.
Okay. So, I mean, it wouldn't be untoward to say, Raj, burn it. Like, that wouldn't be, putting him in an imposition, right?
Well, I mean, you're trying to provoke someone or to do this thing.
Haha, roll for it.
I'll roll for it. Is that a provoke?
Superior.
Provoke someone.
Superior.
Fantastic. That's when I got... Ugh,
It's a mixed success.
Not bad.
that's not great.
It's a 7, by the way. Mixed success. Make sure we're letting people know what our dice
Sorry,
rolls are.
I rolled a 7. Simon, I rolled a 7. Sorry.
So, I see that you rolled a 7.
Yes.
Good enough. He sort of lifts his hands, raises his hands, and you see energy sort of building around them, and throws his arms out. sending a gout of plasma energy rushing out at
The now broken window.
your now broken window.
I can just imagine explaining this to the janitor. Where'd the scorch marks come from? It's his fault.
Yeah, remember that time when Victor said we don't want to tell the administration?
Yeah, right.
So what kind of outcome does that have?
The vines wither, instantly desiccated by the heat from Raj's blast.
All right, I'm gonna rush to the.
I'm gonna say it instantly is reduced to ash. The ash sort of falls on the floor, but a sudden breeze sweeps through the room and forms the ash into the words "not forgiven."
Oh no.
I'm gonna rush to the window with my hand still aflame, crunching and cracking the broken glass on the floor as I go, and I look down into like what I presume is like a small amount of green space around the dormitories. Do I see anything? Like, is there somebody down there casting this magic, or was this sent remotely? Do I think?
Not that you can see. I'm gonna say assess the situation and.
I rolled an 11.
Yay!
Yeah, this definitely seems to you to be some kind of remotely controlled enforcement, like a plant animation spell.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, a kind of spirit possession where something from another plane crosses into this plane and takes possession of a body to make it into their agent.
Okay, what here can I use to track the spell back to its caster?
I don't know. Do you have a smartphone? Do you have Google?
I would assume so.
I don't know. You tell me how your magic works.
Okay, I mean,
You have the ash left behind. Certainly that'll count for something.
yeah, I mean, I'll gather up all that ash, and I guess I could try to use it for some sort of locator spell. And I guess the second question that I'll ask is, how big is the threat? Like, based on what was done here, like, how much danger do I think I'm in? Like, would this be the kind of thing where I'm now like, shit? Or am I like, okay, we can probably handle this?
This sort of response seems to you that if they really wanted you dead, they would have sent a more powerful sort of nemesis to hunt you down. That this is a sort of don't do that anymore, but if you do it again, you're definitely going to be confronted by something much more powerful and a much bigger enforcer. By the way, I did not give Daedalus his complication.
Sure, you did not.
From provoking Raj, which is going to say... that the provocation is...
I don't know about anyone else, but I really love watching Simon's eyebrows when he's making decisions.
I'm just sad I can't see this.
Oh no. Is Raj resents you now and simply says, I am no one's servant.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good at all.
I would like to kind of use the wrap-up. After this is all said and done, I'm going to wind up attempting to comfort. Which will be... I can see that face.
So
We'll get to the wrap-up.
So, Simon, to reduce his hatred towards me a little bit, could I give him influence over me? Is that a thing I can do?
It is indeed.
Alright, so I'm going to apologize profusely. I wasn't trying to tell you what to do. I just spoke out in the heat of the situation. So let's go ahead and give him a little bit of influence.
Sounds good. So, Dan is gathering up ashes in hopes of sort of working out a locator spell and maybe some kind of protection. I said, like, this seems to be a sort of first offense kind of response. Like, a warning shot across your bow. And Discordia and Nullzone, what are you doing in the sort of aftermath of this?
Emrys, you go first. Fuck your chivalry, you go first.
Well, apparently instead of Nullzone, my name is probably going to turn into One Trick. So what I want to do is, given that I have influence over Eris and I am her rival, even if I'm confusing it, that I think I'm her love instead, I'm probably going to notice that you're pretty upset. So I'm going to... Because what did you say you gave yourself? Angry and guilty or something?
Angry and insecure? Nope, I said guilty, damn.
I'm good.
Oh yeah, I had a reason for that. Go ahead, angry and guilty.
Well, I was going to try to point out that even though you may not have gotten in the way of the stuff that hit me, I'm actually fine, and then I'm going to try to calm you down and see if I can kind of turn the guilt off a bit to attempt to, you know, help clear your... So to do that, I'm going to roll mundane, and I'm going to take +1 because I have influence over you.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that this is the face that Discordia is making.
Well, no. I know the first rule is, like, didn't RDF me, so how does that work for me if he succeeds? Do I get to remove a condition, or...
According to the basic moves, and when I comfort or support someone, roll plus mundane. On a hit, they hear you, they mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to me. On 10 plus, I can also add a team to the pool or clear a condition myself.
Shit, fingers crossed. Close enough.
So you can either choose to hear me and clear a condition, Or you could shift labels, or you could just straight up mark potential. You get to choose, I believe.
Well, I don't need any more fucking potential because I got 3 this session. So I think...
That's it's awfully angry for someone who I just calmed down.
Look, Bird can be angry while Eris is calming down, okay? I can tame multitudes. I am going to clear guilty. Because you're fine. But she's still going to be like... shit to get away from this problem. And now... Oh, I don't have any influence over... I don't have any influence over Victor.
So, one thing that I'm going to do, regardless of the amount of time that it takes, is I'm going to spend some time and some materials to use a magic ritual to repair the window so I don't have to let the administration know. I don't know if you want me to roll for that or if you want
that's normal powers, I'm going to say. That just...
To add on to that, I'm going to ask Victor a bajillion questions about his spell tracing spell to see if I can come up with a tech solution to do the same thing.
So, when people cast a spell, you know, the things that we do with magic are not supposed to be possible. And while most modern schools of magic follow something akin to a scientific method, you know, with rigid formulae, procedures, etc., there's still like a energy required to create the entropy, you know, causing a change, as you know, causing a reaction takes a certain amount of energy to start. That energy usually comes, a little bit of the seed energy from that comes from the soul or spirit or whatever you want to call it of the person casting the spell. So if you have something like this ash that has been utilized for a spell recently, it contains just enough of that person's energy for you to be able to connect it back to them sympathetically and trace them with it.
So kind of like a quantum signature, right?
It's more like phyllotic entanglement.
Well, I mean, the energy has to come from somewhere. I mean, energy can't be created or destroyed, so
as far as you understand it, yes.
I want everyone to know that Eris is probably like visibly distressed by this.
Despite the fact that I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah, like, look, I mean, she's probably not pacing or anything, but like she's like this close to crying with like a separate nervous system.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Does everyone have pen and paper close at hand?
yes.
Okay. What I'd like everyone to do is take off 2 pieces of paper. On one, write truth. On the other one, write lie.
Oh boy. All right, I'm going to need an actual. All right, truth
I'm
and lie.
going to need a moment to go grab some. I'll be right back.
But then
Okay.
but then it'll fuck up my notebook, Simon.
But it's like a spiral one. You can pull it out.
This is why I keep a big stack of 3x5 index cards next to my desk.
I'm just splitting my sheet in half. Does that
Simon,
work?
Okay.
If this paper doesn't stay in this notebook, I will lose it.
Just split the paper in half like I did. I mean, how much room do you need to write?
So one should say truth and one should say lie.
Yeah, so that if I ask a question, you can hold up one or the other.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. All right, that's not going to work then. Post-it note it is.
So you want like
He wants
the whole thing to say truth.
us to be able to let him know when we're talking
If
to
we're
each
lying.
other, whether or not we're lying or telling the truth to each other, non-verbally.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, so that
Yeah,
basically
Post-it notes will work.
you can all
Oh,
answer
come
at
on.
once.
Really?
All answer at once without coordinating. Truth. Lie.
Alright, not that.
I think it looks backwards. I can try to do it so it'll actually look right on the camera.
There we go.
Are you able to see that? Oh, you can't see me.
I can't see anything that you're doing, Dan.
What I need is, what we really need is a flashcard.
I promise you, if I don't leave them attached to this notebook, I will lose them.
You can always make a new thing that says truth and lie. Even though it's reversed, I can tell.
Is it reversed?
It is reversed,
Okay.
but I can
I'll just stick this in the...
read backwards to that extent. And now yours. Truth.
But what's it doing for our darling viewers?
That's a good question.
Lie.
I don't think I'm going to tell very many lies.
So, Dan, how are we going to get your responses on these things?
That's the best we can do for now until I get that OBS.
Okay. So, unless there's other stuff that is going to get done immediately, sort of like that has to get done like that night,
I would appreciate it if the other two of you would, like, piss off.
I was going to jump ahead to the next morning.
Yeah, but I want to talk to my friend.
Me?
Yeah. I would really appreciate knowing if...
Well, when I see that you're really upset, I'm going to say, listen, like, this was some, like, initiate sending me a warning. They're not actually after us.
Okay.
I just have to be more careful. I have to remember that they're out there, even if we don't see them very much anymore.
Alright, well, no offense, like, I'm worried about you too, because you're my friend, but I'd really prefer not to go back there.
Yeah, I don't want to really go back either, so...
Good to be on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Sweet dreams. I am not going to sleep that night, Simon. That's going to affect my classwork at all, but...
And so it is that next morning that before homeroom, your whole group is called out of class to see the Athenian.
Oh, shit.
Wait, like the headmaster? The statue?
The statue, the headmistress,
Oh, God.
the Athenian.
Simon, I want you to know, out of character, I have been called to the principal's office once in my entire life.
I wish I could say that.
A track record.
You know, I've heard rumors that the Athenian is really rigid when it comes to discipline.
Fuck you, Dan.
You gotta add those little ideas.
I mean,
I don't know.
Victor's very, very nervous about this.
I don't know though. It's hard to tell if she's not. She's got a stone cold stare.
Okay, so what I said about
B minus.
I guess Julius would be like, well, we probably did something we weren't supposed to, so we have to face some music. Very down the road, Boy Scouty.
All I can say was either bad joke or bust, and since we're seeing the
Boo,
Athenian...
boo, 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 boo. Okay. We need to... I appreciate the puns, but we can't do like the 4 in a row, like derail the session thing.
So,
Sorry.
but it's funny.
the 4 of you are brought or summoned to her office. And she notes that students, there seemed to be a commotion centered around your room last night. Is there anything you'd care to tell me at this point? And before any of you say anything, I need you to hold up one of those cards. Drama! Love it so much. Okay.
I don't know where you were.
We didn't have time to get our story straight.
I think that's the point.
Because, you know, you did a thing
Yeah,
to hide the fact of the window being broken.
yeah. So she's just
So,
saying,
like,
do you want to tell me what happened? She's trying to see if we will take the rope and hang ourselves, right?
Well, you know, you'll find out. I didn't actually see which one you were showing, Dan, but
It said lie on it. Yeah, I'm going to say, I don't know what you mean. I was doing some spell experimentation last night, if that's what you mean.
I want to actually say something. I'm going to get up. I'm going to say, look, this may seem as news to you, but this time it actually wasn't me. I walked up and I calmed somebody down, and some crap happened and I calmed somebody else down. I didn't do anything for once. Note it down, please.
He's not lying. Honestly, we were just there to help out a friend.
I'm giving them like the narc stare. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm a good girl. I was in my room all night.
We were just trying to help you out, Victor. That's all. Just helping you out.
Yeah, that's right. Quite right. They I was working on a new spell. I probably should have done it in the lab under supervision, and it got a little out of hand, and they helped me get it back under control, and I repaired the damage.
And Eris, is there anything you'd care to say for yourself?
Nope, I'm going to be eyeballing Daedalus the whole time and saying, I'm a good girl. I don't associate with boys. I was in my room all night. Like, what are you trying to imply? Like, I promise there's a point to that, though. Like, maybe get it through your thick skull? What you're implying, friend?
So how does she react to my story?
Well, she tells you you should really talk to your advisor, Professor Abiru, about this. And about the responsible use of magic. We will.
Absolutely, I 100% will do that.
The school will not tolerate the sort of irresponsibility that endangers your fellow students.
I think that's very sage advice, headmistress, and I will definitely do that.
It is good to know that your squad, for the most part, is still looking out for you.
Well, they're a good
And you
team.
feel those cold marble eyes come to rest on you, Eris. Okay. No, that tracks. That.
Yeah, I mean, we're teenagers. We don't solicit information, or at least I don't. The correct answer is I didn't see shit.
Right. My name's Muffin.
Yeah, and I didn't see nothing.
Right. I'm a good girl. I gotta worry about my reputation.
Did this happen
You
like
just need me to
before
calm you
first
down
period?
afterwards.
Yeah, this all happens before first period.
Were we summoned publicly or privately?
Oh Jesus.
It was sort of like the the sort of at homeroom.
Well, I think what I'm asking was it an announcement over the loudspeaker or
Did they announce our names to like?
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
It was in front of your class, not in front of the whole school.
okay?
Jesus.
Do we get any odd looks or knowing looks or even snide looks from Raj whenever we're summoned or when we...
Raj is looking very concerned when you come back, like as though to ask, "What happened? Am I in trouble? What did you tell them?"
No, man, it's cool.
Yeah, don't worry
You give him
about
kind
it.
of the nod.
Yeah, I'm like, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna give him like that sideways smirk and be like, even I didn't get in trouble for anything this time.
Yeah, we're not gonna get you in trouble for my shit. Don't worry. I appreciate it, man. You helping us out.
Yeah, Eris isn't even going to talk to him.
As far as I'm concerned, you weren't even there.
Yep. I'll also note that Hectorb is kind of giving you all a respect nod as you come in.
Was that somebody that we interacted with in the first session, and I'm just not remembering it?
No, we haven't with him
You
yet.
haven't really done much with him. Hectorb is the guy who makes personal force bubble,
Oh, I get
He's
it.
one of the Futurians.
one of the Futurians.
Does he have a reputation for getting in trouble with the administration?
Just generally a reputation for not taking much of anything very seriously.
All right. Well, that his head nod means very little to me, but it might mean something to Null Zone.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and give him like a big goofy grin.
Couple of big thumbs up.
Yeah. Then I just like push your thumbs down. I'm like, what are you doing?
No, what I'm doing is probably something more like a type smile.
All
So,
right.
all right. So I think that is a pretty natural stopping point your homeroom teacher, the tomorrow night, will say, "All right, class, I trust we can get started now without further interruption," and launches into the lesson and says, "I hope you're all working hard on your proposals for the big community service project."
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
working on
assuming
that.
everybody in the room nods nervously.
Oh no, I'm not nodding nervously. I've got like a manila folder in my backpack, and I just got to pull it out and brandish it from the.
Basically, everyone in the room is sort of like, "Sure, that thing like that assignment you gave us yesterday, or
Do we know what the timeline is on this? Did we get a
2 days ago." I'm going to say that like this is
so like a semester-long project kind of deal?
Yeah,
This
but
is
we had to have
semester
our proposals in by the end of the week. So it's
Yeah.
like Wednesday. Maybe they gave it to us like the previous Friday.
it was sort of like the first day, and then it was like after it was like Monday was the first day, and then it's the next Monday. So you have like another half a week before the proposal is due.
Right.
Monday was the assembly where they gave us our assignments. Tuesday was the boat tour, and now we are Wednesday morning.
Monday was also the boat.
Yes.
Good morning.
So
Yeah.
Tuesday would have been Victor's freak out, and now we're Wednesday morning.
No, Victor's freak out was the night of the boat tour, because remember, that was our downtime.
Yeah. So moral of the story, we have like it's like the
2 or
beginning of
3
the day
days.
on Wednesday, and we have till Friday. This coming Friday.
Right.
Carmony, do you have your your manila envelope out?
Me?
No.
Null zone.
Emrys,
Yup, I do.
you're brandishing your shit. Can I snatch it?
Good luck. That one's actually empty.
Yeah, I have decided that Prometheus's nickname for Emrys's character is End Zone.
End zone?
Yeah.
Also, I have figured out the only person who I could realistically have as my roommate is the robot, because he's the only one I can't turn off or emotionally annoy into a.
Okay.
I definitely like rip your shit in half and like throw it back in your face. Asshole.
You're so mean.
Look, he's competing with me for my best friend. I only have one friend. What do you want me to do?
She's not mean. She's nice. I don't know what you're talking about.
All I know is that I'm the one she keeps coming back to, so you know there is.
Well, I have like this whole ass other like person in my head, and I don't like it that much.
Yeah,
Dude,
we can actually work that out of who's roommates with who. So Emrys, you are roommates with Ms. Mecca, who identifies as female, but you know.
All right, so are we talking Lando's sidekick from Solo, the movie Solo, female, or do we just mean like so happens to be a woman?
I haven't actually seen Solo, so you're gonna have to.
You're not missing much.
Okay, so I think the intention from like an articulated hero using something that Simon would have a better understanding of. Bioroids in the Android universe are technically just machines. That having been said, they are designed with personalities and appearances that gender them to make. Right? So if she identifies as female, even though she is technically just a machine, she would have the appearance, affectation, maybe mannerisms, right?
And she is a human consciousness in a body that is not
Human.
human.
Okay, then that's a completely different thing. And yeah, she's just a woman in a
She
robot
is
body.
The body is not a gendered body, but the mind, the consciousness was derived from, a human person who existed and identified as female and continues to do so, but
From inside a robot body.
from inside a robot body. So
And then my roommate's
basically,
Raj.
her take is, I don't care if you don't. You don't have anything I haven't seen.
And you don't have anything I could do anything with, so whatever.
I don't know if Discordia and Daedalus have the little student body thing in front of them, but
I'm trying-
Who is the
I
girliest
do.
person that Discordia could be roommates with?
Why does it have to be girly?
Because that would be such a lovely juxtaposition towards like your giant bruiser of a person.
I know, but maybe
Title?
Still wants to feel fucking femme sometimes. I'm trying to decide between Priya and Aaron. I'm trying to decide between Aran or
Arangani.
Therm.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I would have much use for Endotherm, but that's just because I am a summer baby and all the time.
Little occult Annie.
I don't know. Title seems awfully feminine.
And Endotherm is kind of a downer.
Oh yeah, no. Eris
Pretty
doesn't.
glum.
Eris doesn't need anyone else depressed in her.
Little occult Annie is very,
I think that would set her off.
very extra.
Yeah, I don't want to be around any magic.
Hmm,
I
fair
have one
enough.
magic friend.
Dude, I'm telling you. Title.
Don't tell me what to do. I pick Priya.
Okay. You want to go with Priya?
Support POC and nerd spaces. Yeah, I want to go with Priya. I can do animal powers. I'll feed the horses more apples.
So, question: does animal power seem like she turns into them? She channels the spirits of them? She summons
She
them?
turns into them.
So you're giving me more pets? That fits because now I have a pet giant and I have a pet roommate.
Somehow I don't think Priya appreciates that.
Huh.
Well,
So
look,
three of you so far have paired up with the young Pantheon.
I'm
Whoops.
sensing a rivalry / romance.
Alright, who do I get, Simon?
Well, this is actually fun. You're paired up with Kutka, the Shadow Mage kid.
wait, did we have problems with him last time?
Oh yeah, he was like a complete asshole he was the one who was like flying up to
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's perfect because then I can come to Daedalus's room and yell at him like I was intending to during downtime activities for being an idiot.
Yeah, he got in my way when I was saving the day.
yeah, he was trying to escalate things and like
Oh yeah, no, this is perfect. Having him as Aaron's roommate is perfect. This is great.
Yeah, I suspect he and I are going to have a very a rough cohabitation experience.
And I get to stand between the two of you all, like, small and wounded and femme, and be like, you stole my thunder, you asshole.
He probably says something like, "Ha! I've stolen thunder from Zeus himself."
Yeah, if I have to physically try and restrain
He says things
Eris, it's not going to work.
Hold me back, guys. Hold me back.
If he's like says that in homeroom, you're gonna see me from across the room just do the like or the.
Oh man.
He's a fun one to play because
he's an asshole.
Just an asshole all the time.
Yeah. Greek mythic stuff. I'm sure I'm used to these people, even though I'm on the magic side of it, like the sorcery side of it. But yeah, so now we got some roommate stuff to deal with, and then I think next session we gotta dig in and try to like learn more boots on the ground about the neighborhood and follow up on Emeris's lead with the hero that still operates in that community.
I agree.
I'm really excited about that part.
All right. Go ahead, Emeris.
I was just going to say Ms. Mecca is probably completely confused as I'm trying to plumb her female brain for what to do with Eris.
Ha!
Oh my goodness.
All right. So I think that's a good place to end it. Are you comfortable ending it there, Simon?
I am. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I don't know how many that is, but
We had a few people watching. And everybody, until we see you again, enjoy. If you want to check out the game, it is Masks: A New Generation by Magpie Games. You can find it online. It's also going to be in the show notes. And we will see you all next time.
Plus
See you guys.
Ultra.